Hi guys, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Amaka, though I'm fondly referred to as Kaka. Today I'm going to be talking about how I thought marriage wasn't for me. Yes, you heard right. But before I go into that, please subscribe and share, like, comment. I really appreciate it. Now let's get right into it. So I recently celebrated my first year marriage anniversary. Thank you. Yeah, so on that day, I did a lot of reflecting and it prompted me to make this video. So I'm going to be sharing like 5 mistakes that I made my first year of marriage. So let's go right into that. Number 1, I would say, was patience. So I have to say this. Whatever you are, single is who you're going to be when you get married. Don't even deceive yourself to think that, okay, no, I'm single now, that's why I'm doing this. When I get married, I'm going to change. It's not going to work. As a matter of fact, actually, it may actually be worse. So if you were a kind person when you were single, you may actually find that you're actually kinder when you get married. If you were lazy when you were single, dude, girl, you'll become even more lazy when you get married. It's just because it's going to show more. You're going to even see for yourself that, damn, so am I really this kind of person? So I'm going to say that when I was single, I definitely lacked a lot of patience. Like, I guess with guys in general, I just had this defense up. I had my walls up. So I had this low tolerance and I'm just like, what are you talking about? If you're not talking about what I want to hear, then I'm out. You know, that kind of energy. And I definitely brought that into my marriage. And of course, it's not going to work. Like with just like with anything in life, when you're getting to know someone better, when you're trying to cohabit with someone, you need a lot of patience to do that. You need to communicate. You need to exercise patience. You guys are learning about each other. You guys are learning to do things together. You guys are learning so many things, and definitely patience is required. And when you don't have patience, like me, you're gonna find that you're easily irritated, you're easily angered, and which would lead to a lot of, disagreements, and you don't want that. Number 2, this one, many of us, especially if you live in the Western world and you're used to like living by yourself, or like you just live, you like your space, after work you come back home, take up the bra, take up everything and eat, watch your Netflix. If you're that kind of person, get ready to share that space with someone else. And I mean, this is a good thing, I should say, but there's some part of discomfort that comes with it as well. So I'm gonna say that I love my space. I love my space, die. I realized that when I actually got married, there was some times that I'm like, this would just be a perfect time to just be alone. And not like I didn't enjoy my husband's space, because I mean, he's amazing. But sometimes it's just like you want to just feel like, okay, you're home alone. But that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. And even if you have that small time of being alone, guess what? 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., your husband, your wife is back, and it's gonna be like, okay, yeah, you're sharing that space. But mine was really bad. Like, I'm gonna share a story. I remember I was dating this guy one time, and he would come visit me, and to be honest, if he stays past the weekend, I'm already like irritated, because I'm already like, oh, when are you going home? Like, and it's not like I don't like you or I don't love you, it's just that I just want my space. So I know there are a lot of you that are sitting on this table, and I'm breaking it right now. Learn to share your space, or actually just mentally prepare yourself that, okay, you're going to be sharing this space. That aside, I definitely learned that, and as I was getting to know my husband more and better, and we're just having fun with each other, I even wanted to even share that space more with him. But in the beginning, it's always not that easy. And like when you're communicating, like I had to tell myself that, okay, I'll tell my husband that, okay, do you have anything to say right now? He will be like, okay, give me some time. Because I used to get so mad that you didn't say anything. To me, it made me feel like you didn't really care about what we were arguing about. You didn't really care about how I felt. So that's how I saw it. But that was not what it actually was. He just didn't have anything to say at that point in time. He needed to process it more, I guess. And so what we resolved for that part was like, you know what, babe, if you feel like you don't have anything to say, just tell me. So now if we had any kind of fight, he'll be like, okay, babe, I understand what you say. I hear you. Let me sleep over it and I'll tell you what I really feel. And even though that was like, so you don't know how you feel now. You don't know how you feel now. Like, really, even though it was like that, it took me time, and I was willing to say, okay, no problem. And I found out that when I did that, I don't know, it just felt like he thought about it more and he came out with a solution, or he was able to actually express his feelings more. But when I was actually trying to get it out of him, like, sometimes I'm like literally trying to get words out of his mouth, it's like it's not working, and I'm getting more upset, and before you know, the issue escalates, right? And that just doesn't work. So learn to embrace them, their slowness when it comes to communication. Whatever it is, just learn to embrace it. And another thing I'm going to say is watch what you say when you're in an argument with your spouse. Just watch it. Like, I know it can be hot sometimes. It can be like in the heat of things and you're like just blabbing and talking. Just be careful. Make sure you don't say anything that you're going to regret. Sometimes I know as women we can just give it to you like bass bros, like, yeah, I'm here, I can just tell you anything. And it's like, be careful, because sometimes you may actually say something that you didn't actually mean and you end up regretting it, and it's just going to be like that moment, like, oh shoot, did I just say that? Oh shoot. So learning not to, I did that, and honestly sometimes when I think about it, I just feel this cringe. This is like in my heart, and I'm like, oh shoot, I said that. That's really, that was a low moment for me. And yeah, never again, Ray. So just learn to watch your tongue, learn to watch the way you speak, like whatever it is that you need at that time to make sure that you come off the right way. Learn not to say things out of anger. So the next one is pride. Girl, if you're the kind of girl that's like, I said what I said, you're very stern on your opinions, you don't like to be open-minded. As a matter of fact, you think that whatever you say is final, you're the Google, you know it all. I'm gonna tell you to tone that down a little bit, because it's not gonna fly. So I mean, personally, I wouldn't say that I'm a proud person. I would just say that I'm a little stubborn, just a little. But yeah, but I found that I used to be so stern on my opinion, and I wanted you to so agree with what I said. I wanted you to just agree. And it's like, no, it's not going to work that way. He has his own opinions as well, right? And just as you have yours. So it's okay to, even though you disagree with his opinions, it's okay to agree to disagree. And as cliche as that sounds, it's actually for real, because so many of us, we actually like when people don't see things our way, especially when we're so sure that we're right. I'm not saying that you may be actually right, but it's okay to not always like take the victory. It's okay to, say, okay, you know what, I can understand why you see things that way. I don't agree with it, but that's your opinion, but this is my opinion. Let's just agree to disagree and just die the conversation, die the argument. Like, that's really key, because sometimes I find that when you keep going back and forth arguing about something that you clearly are going like round in circles, it just creates certain tension in the relationship, and that's just not good. You don't want to have that with your husband, or like someone you're in a serious relationship with. It just creates some kind of tension that's not good, right? So yeah, no, don't do that. And that just reminds me, that's why it's people say, okay, you know what, marry someone that you share the same ethical values with, the same moral values, the same beliefs, so that you guys agree on most things. But at the end of the day, you're not going to agree on everything, right? That's almost practically impossible. So like the few arguments you have here and there, just learn to, when it's getting too long, learn to like agree to disagree. Simple, right? Another part of this pride I'm going to talk about is also learn to accept forgiveness, and also learn to be forgiven. Like, learn to try to forgive easily, basically. I remember, you know how people say that, oh, like whenever you fight with your husband, always make sure that you don't go to bed angry, talk about it. I mean, it's easier said than done. Trust me, it's easier said than done. Sometimes when you fight, you just want to just you know what, good night, like good night. So I remember this one time when my husband and we had a fight, and I'm like, yeah, I can't even I just don't even want to even sleep like on the same bed. Like, I wanted to just show him that, because I knew he was the kind of person that he believes that no matter how bad of a fight we're having, let's like sleep together. In fact, he even says, he even tries to let's hold hands, or like cuddle, sleep. And I'm like, I can't cuddle sleep with you. Like, I'm mad. Like, I don't know how you can do that. Like, I'm mad. I'm upset, And I mean, I wish I could actually embrace that mentality, because when I actually started learning to do that, it was really, really helpful. It really helped us connect better and like talk about things better. And before you know, it's like, what are you fighting about? Like, you guys settle it and like that is gone. You don't even remember that you had a fight, right? But in the beginning, I had such difficulty to understand how you want me to be able to like cuddle you when we're having a fight. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm not a woman of love. I'm a fight. I'm a warrior. But anyway, this one time we had this fight and I left the room. I'm like, I'm not even gonna sleep here tonight. So I went to a spare room and then, girl, there was no AC in this room. Heat killed me. This was in Lagos. Lagos in very, 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 very hot period. I couldn't sleep. The heat was so bad. I'm like, yo, I was just thinking about how am I gonna go back. Like, I already walked out, you know. So I couldn't stand the heat. Long story short, so I carried my pillow and I went back to the and I went back to our room, and it was just so embarrassing because he just gave me the atilo look, and I'm like, please shift your leg. Like, I didn't even care. But anyway, my point is, you know, as cliche as it sounds, really try not to go to bed mad at each other, no matter how bad it will seem, right? Just try to talk it out. Like, honestly, try to talk it out and you'll thank yourself later. It will save you a lot of stress. It will save you a lot of tension. It will just make things much more smoother, right? Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is understanding that at the end of the day, men and women were different. Like, we're just two different kinds of people. I'm not going to say we're both on the opposite spectrum, but I'm going to say that just understand and embrace the fact that we're different. And I say that because another major thing that I struggled with was communication. Like, I like to communicate. I like to talk. Like, if something is wrong, if I'm not happy with something, I like to break it down and be like, okay, so this is where it went wrong. When you went there and I said this and I said that and you replied, I like to break it down. I like to talk about it and understand every part of it. But my husband, he's a one-word person. Like, he would say, okay, like, he's always looking for, okay, so what do we do next? I'm like, no, I know what to do next most times, but like, men, or I'm not going to generalize, but I'm going to say, like, generally, actually, men don't like to communicate. They just struggle with communication. And you're here, you already have all these facts, you already have all this essay, like, these things that you want to, like, just say and bring down. And at the end of the day, he's like, okay, babe, I understand. Yeah, I can see what you mean. What are you saying? Talk more. You know, so, but then that really made me upset and in the beginning, but later, little by little, I started understanding and embracing that, okay, men are just different. Like, you know, I would tell him, okay, you know what, you don't have to tell me your part now. Maybe I'll give you a few hours, or maybe sometimes even a day, and we can talk about it. But so lastly, I'm gonna say this part. This one was actually a big deal for me, and it took me a while to actually just get used to this. The fact that just knowing that men and women are different, like, that alone will contribute to like some things. I remember that I struggled with this so much, like, especially when it came to communication. Like, whenever we had an argument or anything like that, I always had what to say. Like, on my brain, it's already downloaded to my mouth, and I can just tell you what it is. Like, oh, I'm not happy with this, oh, you did that, da 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 da, and I'm just running off, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, right, I want to hear you say some more things. I want to hear you say more things. And he's like, okay, I understand, babe, I understand. And it's just like, I think that if I'm to generalize, men are like that in general. Like, they just don't know how to communicate. And especially on the spot, I just don't expect that they will have what to say at that time that you have what to say. I don't know if it's that brain is slower or if it's just, I don't know what it is, but it took me time to get used to it. So I'm going to say, like, honestly, just mentally prepare yourself and just embrace the fact that men and women are different. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Please don't forget to subscribe and share these videos with your friends and families. Also, don't forget to like and also comment. I'm also going to be looking forward to the comments. In case I said anything that you don't agree with, please feel free to share your opinion. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to talk about, talk about stuff back and forth. I'm always down for that. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.